All right, welcome, Devils fans and hockey fans everywhere. This is the Devils You Know, Game 8 of the 2025-2026 New Jersey Devils season. This episode, of course, is called Shark Meat and Ham, and there is a reason that I called it that. First of all, because it sounds good and it makes sense. This is going to be a quick episode. It's a Friday night. It's very late. Got the kids, you got all that stuff going on, so we're just gonna recap the game a little bit and get on out of here because we got another game in less than 48 hours, 1 o'clock against Colorado, and then the Devils fly out, as Don LaGreca was saying earlier today, before the game, before the pregame. They take about a 4-hour flight right after the game. They'll be in Colorado for a home-and-home with the Colorado Avalanche, but more interestingly, the San Jose Sharks came east. They went to the spooky Madison Square Garden, where they, of course, beat the Rangers. It had to go to overtime. They did give the Rangers a point, which I didn't like, and we didn't allow the Sharks to get away with that when they crossed the Hudson. I hope you saw the video. It's on Substack, it's on YouTube, it's on X, the Jaws video where he shoots the thing in Jaws' mouth and makes him explode. I made like a little meme of that with the Sharks, and I said, thanks for taking out the Rangers, but be careful crossing the Hudson, and it's just a great video. I wish more people would see it. Seems like my X channel has been shadow banned, even worse than the YouTube. I used to get a lot of views and a lot of likes on X, especially during games and stuff like that, and it seems to be dwindling. Now, question for people who listen. If you do follow me on Twitter, or you used to, I know at least one of you doesn't use X or Twitter anymore and used to follow me there, you might be aware that I am very I'm very passionate about clipping every Devils game, and it's been going on for a couple of years now, where I have every goal from every game in order of the game and in order of goal, going back for a couple of seasons now. I've missed one goal this year, and it was the Brat empty net goal the other night. And I didn't even miss it. I actually recorded it and deleted it by accident, and it wasn't really something I was going to go back and try and find, just an empty net drop, so not a big deal. But I am very passionate about it, but it seems lately that it's just not worth it. I stress myself out about being, at my computer on time so I could get the streams up, so I could record the clips and have them up. But, I was... last season specifically, they actually have made this impossible now, and surely on purpose, not because of me, but in general. I had the clips from the goals up on my Twitter account before the NHL or the Devils would ever show a clip, and now it seems, and then I would do my own highlight reels. I made a whole highlight reel after every Devils win. I would make a highlight reel of the Devil, not the other team, not the opponent, but the Devils' goals, plays, saves, anything cool that happened that I clipped. I'd make my own highlight reel. It seems this season they've made it so the games are behind enough on TV and everywhere that by the time I get to record it, they're already posting it, and they post it now. I'm a Devils guy. Now the New Jersey Devils organization themselves puts out a highlight reel after every win. They never did that. That was not a thing. Now they're posting replays almost every time there's a goal. They're posting like the real short, like 8-second replay. Like they just get it up there, and not not that I guess you could say it sucks, but what I the reason I do it, and people come used to at least come to my X account to see the Devil's clips is because you wouldn't just see the like let's say it's a one-time power play goal, one-timer Bratsy Hughes, right? You wouldn't just see it starting with Brat with the puck, taking a stride, throwing it past to Hughes, shoot, score, celebrate, 8, 9 seconds. I give you 30, 40 seconds most of the time, maybe 25 seconds leading up, and then 15 seconds afterward. Usually, the whole play that happened, but leading up to the goal that made the goal, the play happen in general, that ended up being a goal. I like to put that part, and then the celebration, and I kind of stop it right when the player goes to, pound all his teammates. That didn't sound right, but give his teammates a pound as they skate across right before the replay comes on the screen, the MSG replay thing. And that's where I like to stop it. So I like to have a lot more detail in my replays, and even this season, people have come. Christian is one of them. A guy named Christian. I hope you're listening. Always reminds me that he likes to come and watch the clips when he can't see the game on my account because I show a lot more, and I also put replays up of good defensive plays, great saves, even good offensive plays that didn't lead to a goal, or just and of course fights, which YouTube does not like when I post those up on this. It's become such a so anyway, back to the point. I stress myself out so much that I my whole day is wrapped around making sure I'm at the computer in time before the game starts to have everything ready so I can put that content out. But it doesn't seem that content is getting out there anymore. Last year it was like the most popular thing. People always came to my account for the replays. It's only 8 games in, and I've had a couple of great posts, like replay posts, but for the most part, huge things that I've posted have gotten nothing because now it's flooded. Now, like even any social media is now flooded with accounts doing the same thing, and those accounts aren't. I'm not taking anything away from them, but they're not like you don't know those people. The Devils, you know who I am, and some people don't like me, and some people do. With other, accounts that might do the same thing, you don't know who's running those accounts. It could be, they could be running it from prison. Who knows? But it's not personal. It's not a personal. It's almost like a fake. It's not fake because it's probably, most likely run by a fan, but you don't know that. You don't know that there's a fan behind it. It could be just a random dude who's looking for views and says, "Hey, these Devils fans are stupid and they like these quick clips, to keep them happy." And I'm getting a little too far into this, but it just doesn't seem worth my time and the stress that I put on myself to make sure I catch every goal and have the right amount of time in the replay. I get very upset about it if I miss, like Timo Meyer scored a goal this season, one of his couple of goals, where I only recorded like right before he shot it and his shot. Like I didn't get any of the play before it, and it pissed me off. It bothered me. I go look, and this is what bothers me is that it got more likes than the other post that I put up that had the full play. Last year I was editing the videos and stuff because I had time. Now I have to put them up ASAP because they're already up. It's already being put up by the league, so they're taking that away from people like me. But then there's accounts that have thousands of followers, less than me, who seem to get couple of thousand likes on the same post that I put, but it's half of my post. Any Devils fan that isn't a nut job knows you can come to Devil's Joint and find good replays of every goal and every good play from every Devils game, right? And if you go to my highlights, it's all of that stuff specifically. And, any other crap that I post or whatever, I don't really do reposts at all. I don't really repost anything other than Gino, my dog. But, I really I'm on an 11-minute rant about this. We didn't even get into the game. Let's get into the Sharks coming into New Jersey. They came across the Hudson, and think we're going to need a bigger rink. But go check out Devil's Joint X, and check out that Sharks meme. Anyway, Sharks scored right away. Jake Allen's in net. Didn't look shaky. It was just a goal that Jake Allen really couldn't stop. Whatever. Don't care about it. Dougie Hamilton, second period. Devils have not been a first period team. Dougie Hamilton, second period, blasts one. Boom, 1-1. The Sharks, 2 goals taken away from them tonight. 2 goals. So they actually, if those goals would have counted, they would have won 3-2 because Connor Brown, who scored the last goal, and let me put an asterisk on that, got an empty netter. A dagger, by the way. Thanks, Don. I like that. Dagger is what Don would say is what Don says when the empty netters are hit. So, I always got to get Doc and Chico in there a little bit just when we talk about the announcers. And it's really funny how everybody loves put a pitchfork in them and dagger, and they love Don, but 2 weeks ago they were crying about Bill Spaulding. We miss Bill Spaulding. We need to be disbanding. Did people not realize that we went from Doc Emrick to Steve Cangelosi, these great play-by-play guys, to Bill Spaulding, who was really not even much of a hockey guy in the first place, who was, he's a nice guy. I met him and talked to him often, actually, but he is the bottom of the barrel of the Devils play-by-play now that we've ever, of all time. He's literally probably the worst one we've ever had, and the Devils fans are lucky because we've never had bad ones. I'm not taking anything away from Bill because he wasn't bad. He just wasn't as good as Don LaGreca already is, Cangelosi, Emrick, and the guys before that come before that. Like you'll hear from, if you check my interview out with Don LaGreca or my interview with Ken Danico, they both talk about the old, in the 80s and the guys making the calls, Peter McNabb and stuff like that. So anyway, Hamilton pops in another one, 2-1 Devils. Bam, bam. That's 3 power play goals on the game. 1 for the Sharks, 2 for the Devils, makes 3. And then Connor Brown breaks out when they have an empty net, just breaks out and literally, it's almost like he was trying to be a dick, in his own little way, where he just skated up and didn't even touch it, just he was so far ahead that he just let the puck keep sliding towards the net, but he wanted to make sure the goal was his, even though he touched it, so he gave it that little extra push when it was about to hit the blue line just to get it in there. And that asterisk I was talking about, they added an assist. They added an assist to Dougie Hamilton on that goal. So Dougie Hamilton not only was number 7, the first star of that 7th win in a row. Yes, the Devils have won 7 straight games. This bracelet is from the home opener. Look at it. It's been through the ringer since last Thursday. Been through, showers and dog parks and all these kinds of things. It almost came off in the shower this morning, but I did a little something to make sure that part does not rip, because I'm very superstitious, and it seems to be something that's working well for now. So until I don't know if the Devils can go play Colorado at 1 o'clock. then fly to Colorado and then play them and win both of those games. I don't know if they can do it. I think they can. I'm pretty sure that it's possible. Not sure if it's gonna happen. So we'll see. I'm hoping that I'm still wearing this by the next time I go to a game, so I can replace it with a new one. But I don't want to replace it because as of now, this is, well, it's not 7 games of good luck. It's what, 5 games of good luck, right? 2, 3, 4, 4 or 5 games, whatever it is that since the home opener. Florida Oilers, Wild, Sharks. Yeah, so it's 4. But hey, wait, the Devils were 3-1 when they went. No, when they went to the home opener, the Devils were 2-1. So it's 5. It's 5. So yeah. Anyway, so the Devils had just a big win. The Shark, it's not like the Sharks won their first game in 17 straight games. They've lost going back to last season. In overtime against the Rangers, Celebrini had to have a hat trick. Will Smith had to put 2 in and score in the overtime. They had to use their young guns, which is great to see. But they're not. It's actually not a. We didn't do very well on offense. Hamilton had 2 goals. Connor Brown had an empty net. The Devils could have had 10 goals tonight, but guess who? The guy who I said the Devils should draft when they had the chance, because the Devils are still not the Devils organization. It seems like they keep forgetting that we don't have Martin Brodeur anymore still. It's been a decade, or over a decade since he's been gone, and they still have not found a goalie thing. We're still playing with goalie tandems and all this crap. Now there's a Jake Allen 5-year deal. Jake Allen is looking good. Nico Dawes looks good. There is no reason to sign Jacob Markstrom again. We do not need it. Nico Dawes last season, out of his 5 games that he was in, he started 4. He was 3-1 with a shutout. That's Nico Dawes. He also played through the pressure of a Stadium Series game that he won. Nico Dawes. This kid is an NHL caliber goalie, and he's never getting the chance. It's almost like the Devils don't like him. I don't understand. He has great numbers. He wins games. He backstops them to wins. It seems like they like to score when he's in net. When Corey Schneider used to come in net, we just knew that he was going to let up a goal on the first shot, and it happened almost every game. And then we knew that the Devils just did not score if he was in the net. Or no, that was Blackwood. Like, whenever Blackwood would hit the net, he would play good, but the Devils would never score. Blackwood's now, he's hurt right now. Blackwood's doing great. He probably, him and Wedgwood, like, these are old Devils goalies. Wedgwood is over in Colorado killing it. He could be sitting in, we could have him. He was on the Devils twice. But Askarov could have drafted Askarov. We've made a couple of bad draft picks in the first round. Got rid of one for Timo Meier, Shakir Mukhamadullin, who's also injured at the moment, but another solid defenseman. The Devils have so many defensemen now. Why not make a move to get a center? Cody Glass is out. Cody Glass is out for a while. Center's already weak after you get to the second and third line to the bottom 6. Why don't we go for Nazem Kadri? He's playing in Calgary where they're not scoring. Their defense sucks. They need some defense. We have defense. We have like 8 players already. Like Seamus Casey's ready to come back. Kovacevic is coming back. And then you got Saleyev. You got Edwards. You got all these other defensemen that are coming up. There's so many that you could send 2 of those guys and not even remember that we lost them to Calgary with in a little package deal with something else. Throw Mercer in there or something. Because Dadonov will come back. We don't forget we have Dadonov too. Nason hasn't really, he hasn't gotten his legs back yet, but But yeah, what about Nazem Kadri? We need another center. Mark McLaughlin, he's hurt, but he's a great center too. Glenn Denning is a great center on that fourth line. I actually love that fourth line with Howland. Right now, they're great. I mean, you don't change anything when you've won 7 in a row. You don't change your lineup. So, you might not hear the name Glenn Denning a lot, but he's winning faceoffs. He's killing penalties. He's doing great. So with that, I went a little longer than I expected because, you know what? I ranted a little bit, and I had fun watching the game tonight. Thank you for listening to the Devils You Know. I'll see you, or you'll see me, or hear me, after the next game against Colorado on Sunday afternoon. And with that, this has been the Devils You Know. Let's go, Devils.